Okay, if you guys seen my last two videos, we talked about, the solution, and with the odds that we have on our side being 14-2. Those are the greatest odds that we can have realistically on every given throw that we can control, okay? That we can maintain. That's all we want. We're not asking for spectacular shit, the greatest throws on video or wherever. All we want is a realistically way of winning on a craps table with consistent odds in our favor. Okay? That's all we're trying to achieve here, and that's what these next few videos are going to be about, to maintain that in our favor. Okay? So, and what we're going to do is, we're going to try to, and one thing to try to keep doing it is, we have to avoid these alligator, what people call alligator skin rubber, with all these little pyramid points on them, okay? If you're going to hit these things, you want to hit them within the first two rows of them. So you want to be low to the table is what you want to be, okay? You don't want to be high, because they're going to make your dice do things that are going to get you out of your dice set, okay? Because you set your dice for one reason, because you're trying to control your dice to hit certain numbers and stay away from the 7 as long as you can and achieve your goal that way. Well, if you're throwing up high to this thing and it's throwing your dice off axis and crazy, and you're coming down hitting the table, and now you're scattering and bouncing away, unless you want that kind of action, because there are throws that I want that action, so I use the table in my favor. And this particular throw I'm going to throw now, I don't want that. So what I'm aiming for is this inch rubber down here at the bottom, where it don't have any of the diamonds on it. Or if worse comes to worse and I do get a little bit of bounce, it's not going to hit but the first two rows of diamond. So when it knocks my dice down, it's not going to be as crazy as it is up high. So that's what we want to do. You want to throw low to the table. And also, how to do that is, anytime you throw the dice on the other side of the pass line bed, and all this, it's got, I don't know, 8 to 6 inches of before you hit the wall. Anywhere your dice hit in here, it's going to bounce it up into this diamond imprint, okay? And that's what the casino wants you to do. That's why they make it real bouncy out here, so you can't, and it's going off the table. They want you to throw closer in, so your dice will bounce up and hit this diamond imprint and then scatter. So to avoid that, you want to hit out here. This is your landing zone. To have your dice either roll in or skip in low, and all you're hitting is this bottom 2 inches of the rubber. You're not going to have the action that you would the other way. So what you got to do is you have to aim for that. Okay, this is where the sharpshooting comes into. Okay, that's going to be an 8. Okay, now that we stayed out, we got a little bit too close. We actually hit on the pass line. We want to hit, a few inches before the pass line. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, it's going to be a 12. I think this fucking table might be a little bit too fucking bouncy. I didn't really want this bouncy because the table I'm trying to make on this, I got a bouncy table on this half. I think this half here, I want it more solid. And I just don't think it's working. Definitely ain't. That's going to be a 6. I think our table's going to be too bouncy. Now, what we're going to have to do, though, is pull it out even farther. Okay? So we'll make it hit 2 feet in front of that pass line. But we want to make sure we have enough mustard on it to go to the wall. See, there you go. That's what you want. Okay, now one dice didn't roll all the way, but you kind of see what our action. This one here rolled up and stopped on that bottom. That's kind of what you want to do. Okay, it might take you a few times to throw it on your particular casino table you're at. You just have to learn how to do it on that table. So just don't bet a lot until you find your point of attack. Then you can start raising your betting, or even just bet. So that's perfect right there. That's exactly what we want. Okay, they both rolled up. They hit the bottom of the rubber. They didn't touch them diamonds. Okay, we have to start getting more defined with our shooting. It's no more than just throwing it up and shit. We have to throw on a dime. Okay, again, boom. There it is. Perfect. As long as you use the right dice set, it allows you to do that. Boom. Wow. Now, what I'm throwing here is the all 3 and 11, okay? Okay, I set it with the 6-5 and the 5-6. So I have the 6-5 on top and the 5-6 looking at you, okay? I'm throwing it in an inline. I'm just pinching it, throwing it straight in an inline. I want to hit 2 feet in front of that pass line. Just like that. Let it roll into the wall. Now, I didn't roll quite all the way, but you kind of see the action we're getting. Just missed it by probably 2 inches on each dice. Okay, it's going to be a 6. Hit them low, people. Low to the table. Okay? Okay, it's a 2. Low to the table. This is a good dice set for that. They break up real good, and they stay basically on axis. I can tell which dice are which, and if they're staying on axis for me. Because what I want is one dice to flip. I want to see a lot of, that's an 8, okay, that's going to be our point hit. See, right, when you throw that set, you're playing with, kind of like a hardway set. You're basically playing with 4 7s on a straight parallel axis. Okay, your numbers are 6, or you're 6 and 1 and 5 and 2. Those are your 7s that you're playing with. So you want it to flip over. You want to see a 4 or a 3 almost on every throw on one dice. And that tells you that your dice, like on that one there, it's a 4, 2, 6. I'll just roll up our 4s and 2s first, or 4s and 3s first. You can see them. That's a 4. I love how you can just glide these dice across the table now. I'm not using that felt. This knit fabric stuff here really works good. Gives you the same action like on a casino table. So I know every throw, once it comes off that wall, is true to form. Okay, it's going to be another 2. That's going to be another short row. Now I'm probably getting yelled at by now on this because I'm not maintaining a steady hitting the walls. I might even been warned by now because I've had a lot that didn't hit the wall. Okay, that's going to be a 3. So you want to try to, I'm going to put a little bit more mustard on my throw, just to, make sure that they do hit the wall. Okay, it's going to be a 5. Want to see them 4s and 3s, man. The more the merrier. Okay, it's going to be a 9, 6, 3. So there's one of our, that's the one we want to see right there, the 3. 3 or 4 on every dice. That means we're maintaining our control of these dice, the influence that we're giving the dice. The influence is by the way we're setting our dice and throwing in an inline, okay? That's the influence that we're giving the dice to come up with a 3 or a 4, which we did on that one too. Okay, and here's your 3. That's what we want right there, people. Okay, and that's how you influence dice. Okay, you influence dice, by the way, first of all, how you're setting them, and then the way you're throwing. Okay, we're throwing in an inline fashion. It's going to make your inner numbers appear more often. I showed you the same thing in that hop video. So, you know, like I told you in another video, I've put bits and pieces along in each one to get to this point in all my videos what I'm showing you now. So, it's all been said before. Now it's all going to be spelled out in a solid video instead of bits and pieces like I've given throughout the course of what I've been doing. Okay, it's going to be a 6-5 yoke. It's all going to just come out in just one video instead of bits and pieces like I've been putting them. But it was a course. It was just a course, man, to learn along the way, man, and achieve some, you know, some point of confidence and knowledge of the game. Okay, that was, again, 6, 3, 9. One dice just died. They do that every now and then. But we're having a pretty good ratio where we're wanting of our, you know, 6 and our 3 and our 4s to come up. Okay, the 6, 4, 10. So again, number we want to see, right there. And the other one, of course, we don't care what it is, as long as it's not the same number as the other one. But the object of this video is to learn how to throw, to stay low, and avoid those diamond imprints. Okay, it's going to be a 5, 4, 9. Okay, again, our 4, and the other dice. Okay, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5. So, you know, that's what we want to maintain, is to keep these 4s and 3s coming up. That's our influence. That's how we're influencing the dice. By the way we're throwing it. It's real simple. I mean, it doesn't even seem like, you know, you're doing anything, but you are. 3, 2, 5. Again. See, a random thrower can't do that, what we're doing right here. Only someone knows how to set a dice throw a dice in a particular way to influence those dice to come up with certain numbers. That's influence and dice control. The naysayers can be sitting there watching me do this and they still come up with some excuse to say that it's not. 336 again. Okay, that's going to be our point hit. But, you know, we got our number. I mean, it's too much of a coincidence to be in a coincidence. Influence. Influence. Control. That's what it is. And I've showed it in all my videos. 516 is going to be our new point. I've showed it in all my videos. You're not going to throw 20, 30 times in the 20s and 30s on a consistent basis unless you're doing some kind of control to the dice. Because it just ain't going to happen. And that's why people, I've talked to dealers at casinos all the time, and they say that you can't repeat your throw. They don't see it. It's never done. That's why people leave after they throw one good throw. Okay, 5, 4, 9. Okay? Again, our 4. That's what we want. I made that 4 happen. It didn't come up on its own. I made it happen. But dealers that I talk to say that, you know, they just don't see it in casinos. Consistent, back to back to back, 30, 20 throws. It just don't happen. Again, 5, 4, 9. I made this number happen. Okay? Constantly, over and over again. Random throwers cannot do this. 3, 1, 4. I made this number come up. You can make this number come up. Okay, now, the reason why, and I've told you over and over again, it's the way I set my dice, the way I throw my dice, and how I'm throwing it, and I'm avoiding these diamond imprints. All this combined, I know I'll get my numbers. That's influence. That's control. That's how you throw a throw like this. Over and over again. Okay, 2, 1, 3. You know, I mean, I just came out here and just threw this. You know, I didn't make 10 videos and finally threw one in the 20s or whatever we're at. Oh yeah, that's the one I'll print now. Forget about the other ones that I 7'd out on the second throw every time. I mean, that's, sorry people, that don't happen. 3, 1, 4. This is what happens every time on a consistent basis. When I come out here, I grab my dice and I throw this every time. I could throw it in a casino if I wanted to, but I don't want to, so I don't do it. I just throw enough to win in a casino. I don't have to do, I don't want to do this kind of throw in a casino. I don't want them knowing nothing about me. 3, 2, 5, people. When does it get sickening? Huh? It never gets sickening. Dice control is wonderful. I sit out here every day and I practice it. And I throw throws like this with 3s and 4s constantly coming up all the fucking time. You know why? Because we're playing a 14-2 odds in our favor. And this is what 14-2 odds mean. It throws like this on a consistent basis that casinos have never seen. Because people don't know how to do this. Because they don't want to put the time, the effort to learn how to do this. And then once you learn it, Now you got to perfect it. And that takes more time and effort to do. And you're basically dedicating your whole fucking life to this. Well, I did that. I have dedicated my life to this. Because I want to be the best ever. Best ever thrower that's ever been on this face of this earth. 4-4 hard 8. I want to learn to make dice do this on a consistent basis, where I can win anytime I want to win, and that's every time. Three, 1, 4, just over and over again. Okay, I can't stress it enough. Can't stress it enough. But that ain't coincidence. Coincidence won't happen like that. Avoid the alligator. Three, 6, 9. I think every 9 we hit, well, we did hit some 5-4s. Yeah, any way you hit a 9 is either a 5-4 or a 6-3, right? Yeah. It's the only way to hit a 9. So, we know every time we hit a 9 and our dice are being thrown right, because then we're getting our number, either 3 or 4. That's the only way you can hit a 9. Okay, 5, 1, 6. That's going to be our point hit. Okay, we didn't want the dice to do that, so we hit both our numbers, which that's going to happen. So that's the end of that game. So you can see, people, right there was a good example on dice control, dice influence, how to use your formula with your 14-2 odd. How to throw it, avoid the alligator, throwing an inline short. The only way you do it. Don't hit where they want you to hit, where the dice are jumping up. Now, I got other throws that will, you've seen in my other video where we did hit up and it still worked. But for this particular one, this is how you do it. Let's count up and see what we did. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 39. We did one short of 40, which in my book, anytime you can hit a 40, that's a special throw, because you don't see too many 40 throws. All right, so there you go. There's 39 throws thrown low to the ground. So you don't want to come up more than 2 inches above that alligator imprint, rubber down there, and 14-2 odds. You can throw like this on a regular basis. Now, I don't have enough video time. I just rake it all up and throw it again. Same damn throw over and over again. That's what I do in practice. The same thing, constant. Once you learn the solution, which is 14-2 odds in your favor, that's what you walk in a casino with confidence. You know you got 14-2 odds on your favor when you walk up to that table. You're favored to win. Use your formula that you practice with. You got it pinpointed down. Now, use that with that formula and solution together and throw this kind of throw. Rake it in. You know what money is made on casino with this? Look at these fucking 9s and the 6s and the 5s. I mean, the 8. More than 5 hits on every one of them. I mean, you would have raked it in the casino. So there's a taste. And this is the kind of videos you're going to see from now on that we're going to make. Now that we know. We're going to show you other ways to hit. Where to pinpoint. How to be a sharpshooter. Where to put your dice to go along with your formula to win. So thanks for watching. Keep on watching. And the dice are in your hand.